Welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are taking out the Tigris, an Italian heavy tank. It also happens to be the only Italian heavy tank, unfortunately locked behind a paywall. It is a German Tiger E that the Germans gave to the Italians back in World War II, and it's quite a good vehicle. I had a request come in on the last video to play either the Tiger H1 or the Tiger E, and I'm going to take a little bit of a step further and play the Tigris instead, so that I come up against both the most dangerous guns, in my opinion, being the American 76mm, the German guns, all of them, and the Russian guns. I want to try and see if I can come up against everything, but particularly I want to come up against other Tiger tanks in front of me to show what they're doing wrong and show what I do right, or what I do wrong even, and what they do right. I know that kind of sounds a bit confusing. Now, I will first start off with a quick little apology. This is going to be a short video. I am running a bit short on time today, and I didn't really get enough footage of these tanks. I've had a few doctor's appointments and things over the weekend, so I'm just a bit short on time. But anyway, to get into the video, what you'll notice immediately is that I am driving diagonally to the road. This is something you want to do in the Tiger, as I just try and show very quickly when I come out of the gunner sight. If you look down the bottom corner, you can see that my gun is basically pointing over the track. That slight angle alone stopped an M4A176 from penetrating our tank. That's all you need to do in the Tiger. You just need to give yourself enough of an angle so you can see the four corners of the tank. You want to be pointing that corner at the enemy, and that's going to give you so much armor they won't be able to penetrate your vehicle. Now, to explain what I'm doing here, going under a bridge like this or through a narrow passage means that you have to straighten up your armor. So I'm checking my left hand side. My main threat is on the right hand side, so I want to point the armor that direction as fast as possible, and then I'm going to put hard cover on my left hand side with the grass here on the left, the little hill, and I'm going to start pointing the corner of my tank down the road, and there's a Tiger that isn't angled, and there he goes. So he wouldn't have been able to penetrate my tank at all. He might have been able to take my gun barrel. That is the most that he would have been able to do. So again, driving in diagonal lines, it's kind of what goes through my head when playing the Tiger, is just keep driving in diagonals on straight roads. If you keep driving in diagonal lines and straight roads, you're going to be angled enough to deal with any threat that's coming down the road. We didn't angle there. That's a great opportunity to explain what happens when you don't angle and what happens when you do angle. We angled the tank and we deflected his second shot and got the kill on him then as well. There's an enemy pushing around behind us. He's going to get picked off by one of my teammates. And I should mention here as well, the team play in this game will make the difference between you being able to win games or lose games. I'd be the first person to put my hand up and say that winning isn't everything in this game. Your own personal ability and just your own performance in a game should be enough for you. The way the game is nowadays, you make SL and things out of nowhere. But if you do want to win, you have to use your teammates to your advantage as well. So I'm being very careful here. I know I have teammates on my right hand side and they're pushing up through the shopping center, so I can put most of my focus on just what's in front of me. I am still being cautious about my right hand side because you can't fully trust your teammates, but it's just one of those things that you don't have to fully focus. There's an M6 coming down the road here. Again, point the armor in the direction you want it to be protected. Angle that tank. And because he's not angled, I don't think he could have done much anyway. But still, he definitely wouldn't have been able to do anything once we angled our tank towards him. We take down a Panther here, and that has allowed our team now to start pushing up aggressively. And I noticed this. I noticed that there's two of my teammates pushing up on this right-hand side, so I'm going to turn around, and I also hear a vehicle coming up on my left-hand side. I believe it's coming up on this road.
Thank you very much.
So we're just going to wait for him here. Now, I was wrong about this guy. He's actually on the road that follows the river. My teammate seems a bit oblivious to that fact. So I'm, again, pointing the armor the way that I want it to be. I don't know what this tank is until I see it. It's an M36 Jackson. He's going to reload faster than me until he gets shot. And this is where gun stability actually comes in. We were doing, what, 12 kilometers an hour there, and the gun was pretty much completely stabilized. The Tiger chassis is fantastic. You're coming up against vehicles like Shermans that have a gyro stabilizer up until 22 kilometers an hour. And then they also pair that with a 76mm. That M24 is also stabilized. And to be able to have a gun that, and great armor, by the way, paired together to be able to fight tanks like the Sherman is extremely powerful. The Panther is also quite a stable platform. So, look, it makes a big difference. And I think we showed it there, really. It's just a very good stable tank. It's a well-balanced tank. And again, just pointing the armor where I want it to be. There's a Panther just here. I thought about taking the shot there to take his track. Decided against it. Turns out to have been quite a decent choice because he gets obliterated from my teammates. And this is pretty much the end of the game. I'm going to just drive away up into their spawn. I know the game is over. We have too many teammates on my right hand side for them to even counter. Once we get into the field on the right hand side on Holland, there is nothing the enemy can do, which is a bit unfortunate. The map would be a lot better if, instead of having the field open on the left hand side of the map, if we included the town on the other side of the river instead, like the map was when the map got redone first. Because at the end of the day, it's the same as another map that we have. It just has a different lick of paint, I guess. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. This is the end of the game. A nice little 8-kill game. Showed what the angling can do on the Tiger. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.